Hello guys, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Hope RBI. I would like to set a little disclaimer here. Every aspirant who has not been preparing for RBI Grade B examination till now, and after the advertisement of RBI Grade B, they want to prepare for this exam. I'm not actually scaring you off, but I'm making you cautious that the ride will not be easy. You have to be very much specific about your strategy, and you are not required to waste even a single second of your precious time because the time is very less and the syllabus is very, very vast. So that is why I'm here to talk about the strategy for all those beginners who are actually new to the banking exams world or have been giving the examinations but were not serious for the RBI Grade B preparation before, but now they are thinking that we must choose this line, we must prepare for this exam. I'm here to help you out. You have to avoid all the negative things from your mind that can it be done in 2 months, or can it be would be able to achieve all of these things in a shorter amount of time. You don't have to think about anything else. You have to just focus on your preparation strategy, and you have to be very much consistent for it. If you lose consistency or 100% of your efficiency into this examination preparation, you will not be able to make it. Mark my words. You can write it down anywhere. So that is why I'm here to talk about the RBI Grade B examination. As you can see from the notification, the preliminary examination is to be held on 28th of May. So 28th of May, you roughly have 65 to 66 days starting from tomorrow, 22nd. So I'm going to talk about what approach you actually are required to have in order to clear this particular exam in these amount of days. So firstly, I've already told you in my previous videos, you have to be means ready before prelims. Means ready before prelims. So focus more on phase 2 than on phase 1. I'm saying focus more. I'm not saying focus only. Remember this thing. You have to cover phase 2 and phase 1 simultaneously, but you have to put more emphasis on phase 2 than on phase 1 for a certain amount of time. Consider the date 28th of April. You have to put more efforts on phase 2 examination till 28th of April. And after 28th of April, that is 29th of April, to 27th of May, you have to put emphasis more onto phase 1 than phase 2. You can also stop reading phase 2 in this month from 29th of April to 27th of May, because you have to put much efforts, more energy into phase 1 in that particular month. You have to take multiple mock tests. You have to understand all the concepts. Very important for you guys to take that particular month, the last month before your preliminary examination, very, very seriously for your phase 1. Now, there might be some of the students who are not actually familiar with the phase 1 examinations. They are new to the field. They have not actually prepared for any other banking examination. They do not have, understood the concepts of quantitative aptitude or reasoning or English. They are very weak in every subject, or they have been preparing for banking exams, but they are not able to clear even the preliminary phase of these examinations. So for all aspirants, you have to put equal efforts on phase 1 and phase 2. And you have to put that equal efforts till 28th of April. And after that, you have to put total emphasis on phase 1 till 27th of May. You have to create a timeline like this because it is very important for you to understand that phase 2 is also very important, and you have a very less time from 29th of May to 24th of June, because your mains examination is to be held on 25th of June. So there is a very less time for you to prepare for the phase 2 solely. So you have to be mains ready, you have to be phase 2 ready before phase 1. That is why I'm emphasizing that you have to put, if you are an average student, if you have already been preparing for banking examinations, you are familiar with the concepts of quantitative aptitude or reasoning or English, you have to put more emphasis on phase 2 than on phase 1 till 28th of April, and after that put more emphasis on phase 1 rather than putting more emphasis on phase 2 till your 27th of May. So this is very important for you to understand. Now let's start with the phase 2 and I will come to the phase 1 later. So phase 2. We are not actually sure about the pattern changes, so don't worry about it. Even if it changes, it will change for everybody else. But in these 7 to 8 days, because the actual notification will come on 28th this month, so in these days we are only concerned with the previous syllabus, that is the syllabus of 2021 examination, which has 3 subjects: economic and social issues, finance, and management. Finance and management is a single paper. ESI is a single paper, and there is another section which is very important, which I forgot to mention here. You should not forget it. You have to prepare for it as well simultaneously. Your descriptive English. Very important and very scoring. Equal marks, 100 marks, 100 marks, 100 marks. Okay, so you have to prepare likewise. Talking about the ESI section, I've already told you the strategy of ESI. I will link that video right here. You can definitely check it out thoroughly. But since the time is less, I will talk about the more important things for you to cover in this particular video. So for ESI section, about 60 to 70% paper in your objective portion is your current affairs. So you don't need to skip any of the current affairs. I actually saw somebody asking on the Telegram group, I guess. I'm not actually quite recalling that particular incident. Somebody asked me that, is it okay if I skip current affairs? And it is definitely not okay, because it covers about 60 to 70, or should I say even 75% chunk of your syllabus, or your portion of the descriptive exam of the objective examination. So you don't need to skip current affairs at all. It is the basic necessity of this exam. That is why ESI section, you have to cover current affairs. Current affairs, I've already shared you the sources. Affairs Cloud, you have to cover descriptively, cover it daily, okay? Or if you're subscribed to it, cover it monthly, whatever you can do, but cover the descriptive portion of it. Don't go into the objective PDF and just cramming all the MCQs. You don't need to do that. Don't do this. Just read the whole document, because that is the necessity of this exam now. You have to be thorough with whatever you read in the general awareness section. Talking about some other things which are very essential, that is reports and indices. I've already told you about the reports and indices. You can majorly cover all the reports and indices in the Affairs Cloud magazine itself. No other sources can be referred to, but some of the reports and indices which our country, the government actually releases, various departments, for example, Niti Aayog releases, or Ministry of Health and Family Welfare releases, any report or indices, they can be covered from PIB. And coming to the PIB is also very essential for you to cover. You have to cover PIB almost, you can cover it daily, but I don't recommend you cover daily PIBs. You can cover it monthly. You have to cover the PIB monthly. And I've already told you about the covering of PIB, how to cover PIB, what to read, what to skip. The video will be right here. You can definitely check it out. Talking about another thing which is very essential for you to cover in ESI section, let me erase this mess. Important thing in the ESI section, the next thing is covering government schemes. Very, 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 very important, not only from the objective point of view, but also from the descriptive point of view. Mark my words, in the papers that were in 2014 or 2015, you can actually download these kind of papers from the RBI website itself. The previous papers for grade B post. The papers used to be held, the phase 2 actually used to be held in the descriptive means, in the descriptive way. Totally, the whole paper was in descriptive. So in these papers, there were direct questions from government schemes, like list down the features of this particular government scheme. So that kind of question could be asked in your examination as well. So you have to cover the government schemes thoroughly. I've already told you how to cover government schemes. Link will be right here. You can definitely check out that particular video as well. So we are familiar with the government schemes. We are familiar with the PIB section that we have to cover. We are familiar with the reports and indices, which we need to cover from the Affairs Cloud website or from the PIB that we will be encountering. The next thing is the major reports. Major reports. Major reports are your economic survey, your union budget, your world development report, your RBI annual report. Okay, everything is mentioned in your syllabus. Whatever reports that are mentioned in your syllabus are required for you to cover very descriptively. Okay, so take out the time from your timetable, about 1 to 1.5 hours, and try to read these comprehensively, okay, from whichever source you are reading. I always have recommended you guys to read the whole document, but since the time is very less now, you have to approach to the summaries of these reports, because you don't have much time to read the whole document. You will be wasting a lot of time, reading that whole document. There is no need for that now. You have to pick out a good summary of these things. For example, Vision IAS has some good summary of economic survey. Affairs Cloud also makes a good summary, which is a little data based rather than concept based. So you can definitely check that particular thing out. You can definitely check the summary of Union Budget as well. PIB also offers some summary. PIB summaries are also very essential for you to cover these documents from. Okay, so talking about all of those things, just go through the summaries of these reports, major reports, and you will be able to cover a major chunk. Okay, that is required for the descriptive section. For the objective, for the objective section. For the descriptive section, however, you have to actually read these kind of documents. If you feel like you have time, you can definitely go through the documents, no doubt about it, but my recommendation to you is go through the summary. So that is all about the current affairs which are entailed in the ESI section. Now talking about the static portion. For the static portion, read the syllabus very descriptively. I've already told you syllabus is the key here, not only for the static portion but also for the dynamic, for the current affairs section. Even if you don't know about the syllabus, you will not be able to understand what to read in PIB, what to read in government schemes, what kind of schemes to read, what to skip. You have to understand the syllabus as well as the previous year question papers. I've already uploaded the previous year question papers on my Telegram channel. Link will be in the description. So for the static portion, you can definitely check out the NCERT books first. I've already shared some of the sources of ESI. You can definitely check out. I will link the video right here. So I'm going to summarize those sources in this video as well. So you have to cover NCERTs from 11th standard and 12th standard second book, that is macroeconomics only. You don't need to read the microeconomics book of 12th standard, just 11th standard and 12th standard macroeconomics. That is it. Secondly, you can refer Ramesh Singh for some of the topics. You might as well have been familiar with this particular book, Indian Economy by Ramesh Singh. You can read poverty from here. You can read employment from here. Everything can be covered. If you feel like you are not able to understand some of the concepts from NCERTs, you can definitely check it out from Ramesh Singh. And the third most important source, which I am actually using, which I made notes from, and which is very essential for you, which covers most of the major reports, some of the data which will be beneficial for you to cover in the descriptive portion, not objective but descriptive, citing good answers, is the Indian Economy by Sanjeev Verma. Very good book. I've purchased this book. I have made notes from this book for myself, and I can tell you the data in this book is immaculate, and everything that this book has is wonderful for you to create quality answers for your questions. So definitely you have to check it out. It's a not very big book, it's a thin book, and the chapters are about 5 to 6 pages long. About 40 to 50 chapters are there, and around 200-300 pages, but this book is totally worth it. So that is it for the static portion and current affairs for the ESI section, economic and social issues section, and focus more on the important chapters. Okay, don't waste time on the less important chapters, which you can definitely get to know about after you get to see the previous year questions. For example, the monetary policy is important, the fiscal policy important, the poverty is important, unemployment is important, the inflation is important, and since some of the topics are totally descriptive in nature. For example, the monetary and fiscal policy reforms since 1991, reforms of 1991, all of these things are kind of descriptive in nature. So for the descriptive portion, you have to put main emphasis on these type of topics. You can definitely check the previous year question papers, and after that make a conclusion that this type of topic is important, this is less important. I'm not telling you to skip anything. Don't skip anything. Cover as much as you can, okay, but you have to put more emphasis on important topics first, and after that even if you leave some of the topics, you can cover them after your phase 1. Okay, that will be less important topics which can be easily covered, which can be quickly covered, that you can do by analysis of the previous year questions. Talking about finance, I have shared various sources of finance already before. You can check out that video. I will link it right here. But in this video, I will be emphasizing on what major sources you need to check out for finance, because finance is a very easy topic to cover, not very difficult. And don't worry about the numerical portions. There will not be any, in my opinion, because RBI has not been asking numerical since 2017. So you can prepare yourself, but very basic numericals, like some of you understand about a formula regarding the HBR calculation, or you understand the formula for the yield to maturity ratio. So you can you understood this formula, you just do 1 or 2 questions regarding this particular formula, that's it. No need to go into the further detailed numericals and all of these things. Just stick to those things and you will be good to go. Talking about the other things, the sources, I've already told you some of the sources here, but the most important sources that you need to check out for finance section is a very easy source: YouTube and Google. Okay, I've told you about the source Bharti V. Pathak. You might as well have heard of this source, and Prasanna Chandra. These are 2 books. Indian Financial System by Bharti V. Pathak and Financial Management by Prasanna Chandra. So these books are very good, but you only have to read these books if you have time, and you don't have time right now. So what you can do is, you can search for the topics. You have the syllabus in your hand. You can search for the topic in the Bharti V. Pathak, and even if you think that this book has explained that topic very, very thoroughly, very elaboratively, that you are not able to comprehend and remember, you can definitely pick that article, pick that topic and search it on Google. Okay, on Google you will be able to get some of the current news from that particular topic, as well as you will be able to get some of the good information regarding that topic which you can make notes out of. So it will be easy for you to understand from Google. And even if you think that Google is not helping you, just go to YouTube. Suppose you are reading about the financial inclusion topic, and there is a term called microfinance in that particular topic, and you're not able to understand what microfinance is. Go to Google, search for microfinance. But if you think that Google is not explaining you well, any article is not explaining you well, just go to YouTube, search for microfinance, and you will be able to understand everything. There are millions of videos on YouTube. You can go through any video. I have adopted the same strategy for this particular exam, but I have been preparing for this exam for quite a while now, so I have read these sources. Since you don't have time now, you have to adopt this kind of strategy in order to get all of your things done in this particular amount of time. So that is it for the finance section. And don't worry about the numericals. I'm again telling you, for the descriptive section as well, you only have to gather the information from Google or from these books if you have time, but don't put much emphasis on these books, because at the end of the day these are time consuming and you don't have much time to prepare. Okay, and you can also refer to some of the NPTEL videos, NPTEL videos. Just search for a topic and search NPTEL after that on YouTube, and you will be able to find some of the relevant videos, okay, regarding any topic of finance. It will be a very good exposure to you to learn from some of the professors of IITs or other institutes. It will be very easy for you to understand, and very good source actually for preparing. Third is the management. I've already told you about the management section in my videos. I will share it right here. I will put the link right here. And here I'm going to talk about the important source which you have to cover. That is the IGNOU notes. IGNOU notes. Very important, very comprehensive, very much concise actually, and very easy to understand. These topics are very easy to understand from IGNOU notes. So you have to check out IGNOU notes. I have made a video that how you can download IGNOU notes. You can definitely check it out. I will also link it right here. So that video you need to check out. I've told you everything regarding the IGNOU notes. Surprisingly, for your descriptive portion in management, you also will not go anywhere except these notes, because it has explained everything. Plus, to make your answer more impressive, for example, you are answering a certain question regarding motivation or regarding ethics. So for that, you need some impressive lines or impressive quotes from some famous people. From where you can find quotes? Either Google search. For example, famous quotes regarding motivation from famous people. Just search it on Google and you will be able to find some good sources. Or you can read the editorials. of newspapers. In the newspapers, there are some topics regarding ethics. Sometimes there are some topics regarding motivation or leadership or whatever kind of thing. So in those editorials, a few times major quotes are given from some major uh, personalities. So you have to understand those editorial sections, and you have to write those quotes, those important quotes, on your A4 size pages or whatever kind of notebook you are using for your note making. So it is very important for you to cover management from IGNU notes, and from editorial section you can definitely gather the quotes. That is it for the management section. So in this particular amount of time, only these sources can help you get a better understanding of every concept that is entailed in your phase 2 examination preparation. Talking about the descriptive section, take time to write an essay regarding any topic that you find on the internet or any editorial that you read on in your newspaper. At least try at least once in 3 days, or once in 5 days, I would say, before your preliminary phase. Okay, you have to write at least one essay in 5 days. You will be able to understand the gist, because it is very important for you to be in that mindset that this paper also holds 100 marks worth of your actual score, and you have to score well in this section as well. So don't take it lightly. You have to write an essay, at least one essay in 5 days. Also, try to solve a précis. Try to actually reduce a précis without any word limit. Try to reduce any passage that you see, any editorial that you see, any news that you see, 1/3 of its word limit. Okay, so if you see a précis, let's say of 1,000 words, try to reduce that particular précis in let's say 333 words, about 1/3 of this particular thing. So you have to be very much in that particular zone, that you will be encountering some of the important things in this examination. And trust me, the descriptive English section in this examination is also not easy. The topics which are asked in the essay are not easy. They are actually in line with the current things. They are in line with some of the financial issues, or some of the economic issues, or some of the social issues. You have to put emphasis on these things while reading your financial management, finance or management, or your economic and social issues as well, so that you would be able to get a fodder from all these three subjects and conclude your essay in a good manner in the actual examination. So you can do that for your descriptive section. You can also attempt any of the précis, one précis in 3 or 5 days, whatever you feel comfortable with. Now let's move on to the phase 1 section. For phase 1, you have 4 subjects. Again, we have to wait for the notification to come, since we don't know about the pattern changes. We are considering the pattern of 2021 examination, and I'm talking about the strategy regarding that particular section only. So for the phase 1, you have 4 subjects: quantitative aptitude, reasoning, English, and general awareness. Talking about general awareness, I've already told you the source, that is Affairs Cloud. It entails everything that we talked about in the ESI current affairs section. Everything. Government schemes, your PIB website, your RBI website even. I forgot about it. I'm really very sorry. Whenever I was talking about the finance section, you also need to cover the RBI website. Very, very important. RBI website. I've already told you about how to cover the RBI website. Recently, I've told you this. I will link that video right here as well. Okay, so all of these things are very important for you to cover. Reports and indices, very important for you to cover. For the general awareness for phase 1, yes. From 2021, we have seen that the general awareness was comprising some of the questions that were asked in the phase 2. Okay, so you have to prepare for general awareness section that you could have been preparing for phase 2 for phase 1 examination. Let's talk about quantitative aptitude, which most of the people fear the most. Okay, it has less amount of questions in the examination. Most chunk is held by your reasoning section, but quantitative aptitude is one of the most difficult sections that you will encounter in the actual examination. So how to prepare for it? You might as well have seen various sources. I've also shared various sources. Link will be right here. So the time is very less for you, and I'm telling you, you have to put a less emphasis on the phase 1 till 28th of April. But you have to attempt quant reasoning English and general awareness daily. Okay, be it for 2 hours, be it for 3 hours, or be it for 4 hours, and rest of the hours are dedicated to phase 2. But you have to attempt it daily. You don't need to miss it, you don't need to skip it, nothing. Quant reasoning English is an essential thing for you to do daily, okay, without any absence, without any vacancies in your schedule. Okay, so for the quantitative aptitude, you have to understand that cover the basics first. Since you are a beginner, you have to cover the basics. I recommend you guys to watch the YouTube videos for your basic conceptual clearance. You can definitely go through ADDA videos. They have a series called Zero to Hero series where they are teaching about the concepts for the banking examinations and other examinations as well. You can check out that series. Very important for you to understand the concepts from. You can definitely check out the series from Olive Board as well. They have good amount of videos regarding the conceptual clearance for the quantitative aptitude section on their YouTube channel. You can check it out. After covering the basics, you need to practice. You can practice questions from the basic sources. For example, any quantitative aptitude book that you encounter. For example, there is a book from Rakesh Yadav. You can definitely check that out. From Abhinay Sharma. You can definitely check it out. Or some of the sources I've already mentioned you here. But the most important source which you have to check out for this preparation is your Quantum Cat by Sarvesh K. Verma. Sarvesh K. Verma. Very important for you to cover because the level of questions that this book has is very, very crucial for you to cover. It really helped me in the SBI PO mains examination. So you have to cover this book, a very, very good book. And after that, you have to rely on your mocks. Very, 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 very important. I cannot emphasize enough. Mocks are very important for you to cover. I recommend you 2 mocks. One is Olive Board. Very good amount of mocks are there in Olive Board. Second is your Smart Kida. Very good amount of questions in both these mock tests. In my personal opinion, you have to understand the concepts, and once you understand the concepts, without wasting much of your time, just go to the mocks and take the mocks. You will understand the type of questions that are asked, the difficulty level, everything will be encountered in these mocks, and you will be able to understand and analyze those mocks and understand the level of questions, and will be able to solve those questions in the actual examination. So this is regarding the mocks and all the sources regarding the quantitative aptitude. Talking about the reasoning section, this is also a very important section. Almost 1 hour will be given to you for this particular section, and the section will be difficult. Okay, it will be kind of a mixture of difficult and moderate. Okay, you will encounter huge amount of puzzles. Okay, either it will make it or break it. Second, you will encounter huge amount of critical reasoning portion. Critical reasoning like statement assumptions, statement and inferences, and cause and effect, cause and action, everything will be encountered. The huge chunk will be from puzzles, then from critical reasoning, and after that you will encounter some of the other miscellaneous problems. For example, directions, coded directions, or coded inequalities, or whatever kind of thing, reverse syllogisms or or whatever the questions are. So it will be difficult for you to score very good marks in this section if you are not well prepared. So for preparing well, you can definitely check out also some of the YouTube videos for the conceptual clarity. You can check out some of the videos regarding ADDA or Olive Board, but you also need to check out some of the videos regarding the IBPS or SBI PO mains examination videos regarding the reasoning, because that kind of level is actually expected in the RBI Grade-B examination. So you have to prepare likewise. You have to practice some of the harder puzzles through those videos also, and you have to practice some of the harder questions that you might encounter in these videos. That is why it is essential for you to cover the basic videos of ADDA or Olive Board. Also, you have to cover the mains level videos of ADDA or Olive Board. After that, you have to practice. You can practice from any reasoning cat book if you like, and in my personal opinion, you should definitely go to the mock test again. Whenever you are giving mock, you are actually preparing in a time-bound manner. Suppose you are attempting an RBI Grade B mock test. So any section that you encounter in that will be a time bound, and you will be, in that kind of a scenario. It will be kind of like a simulation for you to, be into and prepare for that particular exam likewise. So that is why take mocks again, olive board, smart Kida. You will encounter brilliant level of puzzles there, brilliant level of questions there. But remember, only practice those kind of puzzles and those kind of questions from your mock tests as well, which you are actually going to attempt in your examination, because you don't need to waste time on covering the 4 or 5 variable puzzles while practicing, and in the examination you are, even if you see that kind of puzzle, you will not be able to attempt that. You don't need to waste time on those kind of questions. You only have to focus on those kind of questions which you are able to, and which you will actually or eventually be attempting in your actual examination. That is the main thing. That is all about reasoning. And you can practice reasoning puzzles from any book. I had purchased a book of puzzles from Adda 247. It's a great book. You can definitely check it out, and you can practice puzzles from that. Also, I used to practice DI also. I had purchased a book from Olive Board. There is a book from Olive Board for the data interpretation. You can definitely purchase it, and you can practice the DIs for your preparation. Very beneficial for you to cover. Next is your English section. Actually, I have not actually read English anywhere. I have not recited any rules because I was already good at it when I was in school or in college. So if you are not good at English, and if you want to understand the concepts of English very, very well, for example, tenses or sentence framing, or all of these things, adjectives, adverbs, everything that is required for a person to be knowing for these kind of examinations, you can definitely check out some of the videos from Adda YouTube channel. Again, for all the grammatical rules and everything, you can definitely read a book called Wren and Martin. A very good book. You can check it out. You will be able to understand the concepts of English very, very carefully. But for actually to clear this exam and to actually understand the type of questions, you have to do extensive reading. Because in the actual examination, you might encounter some good amount of reading comprehension passages, and those comprehension passages will not be easy to decipher. These will be very critical, very difficult, and very, tricky to decipher actually. So that is why you need to read some of the good amount of things. For example, try to read the editorial of the Hindu. Sometimes the editorial are so confusing, you won't be able to understand even a single word out of it. But you have to do it in order to keep your comprehensive abilities at par with the level of the actual examination that you will be encountering. Plus, English section and general awareness section is the most scoring section in the phase 1 examination as per the pattern of 2021 or previous. So it is essential for you to cover the reading comprehension as well as the everything that you will encounter. Reading comprehension or closed test, if you encounter, will not be of easy level. Let me tell you, these will be of difficult level, and the type of fillers that you are required to fill in the closed test will also be constitutive of some of the difficult words that you will not be able to understand or decipher. So that is why reading is very important. Try to read the editorial sections of any newspapers. It will help you both ways. Reading comprehension abilities will improve, your vocabulary will improve, as well as your conceptual clarity will improve for the ESI section or finance or management section, whichever section there is. So it is essential for you to cover these things. I have discussed almost everything, I guess. If you feel like I have missed something, I don't think so I've missed something. And if you think that I've missed a very important aspect of the preparation, you let me know down below and I'll be ready with the video again. Okay, my main concern with every aspirant here is the efficiency that they are going to put in this examination if you have not prepared for this examination before. Because at the end of the day, what matters is how much time do you devote, how much effective time. This is the most important concept that I've understood from my preparation: effective time. It's not about a person dedicating 14 to 15 hours, or let's say even 18 to 19 hours a day for your preparation. No, it's the effective time. Is the time that you are devoting effective? Are you understanding things? Are you recalling things? Are you retaining things? That is the most important thing that you need to understand for your preparation. So effective time is very essential. I want you to give your best effectively. Okay, don't waste time, otherwise you are just a person sitting in front of a computer or sitting in front of your books trying to decipher whatever is going on. Don't be like that. You have to be very much curious about everything that you read. I have been talking about this issue since my first video in this channel, and I am talking about this right now, that you have to be very much efficient, effective in your studies. You have to be very much consistent with your timetable. Let me frame a little bit here. So I have given you a timeline. From tomorrow, you have to put more emphasis on phase 2, okay, then on phase 1. And if you're a beginner, a total beginner, you have to put equal emphasis. So phase 2 is greater than phase 1, or phase 2 equal to phase 1. So in this particular period, the time will be 22nd tomorrow, that is March, to 28th of April. After that, 28th of April, just strictly move on to the phase 1, which should be of much more emphasis than on phase 2. After 28th of April, okay, from 29th to 27th of May. You have to put more emphasis on phase 1 than on phase 2. So don't think about anything else. You just frame your timetable. I have already shared you my timetable already. Link will be right here. You must see these kind of videos, because at the end of the day what matters is that you are actually creating a self independence for these kind of examination preparation, because it's not a piece of cake. Let's be honest, because any kind of question that you encounter in these examinations, be it prelims or mains, it'll be not easy. And our mind is built in such a manner that to decipher anything, it'll take time, it'll take efforts, and if you're not familiar with the concepts, you will never be able to decipher anything. So whatever I've told you in this particular video, try to trace it into your mind, try to write it somewhere shorter and paste it in your wall, or whatever kind of thing that you can do, and start doing it right now. I'm telling you guys, because it is only you that can help yourself to prepare for this examination. Nobody is going to ever help you. Not any coaching institute, not any book, not any material. Even if you collect almost 1,000 or 10,000 rupees worth of material, and it is more than enough for you to secure even all India rank 1 in this examination. Even if you don't put any efforts, it will be nothing. The money will be in vain. You will not be able to achieve what you aim for. So that is why put more focus into it and think about everything that I've said here, and share this video with every aspirant who is preparing for this exam and is a beginner. And let me know down in the comment section what you feel about whatever I've said in this particular video. And thank you so much for watching this video. I have never been more grateful to you guys, that you guys have believed in me, and you believe in the strategy that I've shared with all of you guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. Have a wonderful day.